My name is Jeff.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're looking at pure comedy movies released since 2010 that are sure to be immortalized for their hilarity and impact on popular culture.
Why can't you just be happy for me and then go home and talk behind my back later like a normal person?
Number 20, Popstar, Never Stop, Never Stopping.
Immediately I said, man, this guy right here, he's gonna make it big. Because when you have a catchphrase, the world is catched by your phrase.
The Lonely Island trio of Andy Samberg, Akiva Schaffer, and Jorma Taccone were behind plenty of viral hits. But their feature film spoof of behind-the-scenes music documentaries deserves its flowers. Popstar, Never Stop, Never Stopping chronicles the solo career of music superstar Connor For Real.
Well, look, you have to understand something. Connor's lived a very blessed life. He got very successful, very, very young. And because of that, he never really learned to handle adversity in an adult way.
Besides Samberg's distinct brand of delightful absurdity, the mockumentary is a savvy satire of pop music politics and branding. Plus, the songs are actually super catchy. Hailed by many as a new generation's This Is Spinal Tap, Popstar will probably still be a hit for years to come. Number 19, The World's End.
Tonight, we will be partaking of a liquid repast as we wend our way up the Golden Mile, commencing with an inaugural tankard in the first post, then onto the Old Familiar, the famous cock, the cross hands, the good companions, the trusty servant, the two-headed dog, the mermaid, the beehive, the king's head, and the hole in the wall for a measure of the same.
Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz turned its stars and writer-director into buzzy names in the film industry. Following up two soon-to-be classics, Edgar Wright rounded out the Cornetto trilogy with an apocalyptic bang. The World's End follows lifelong friends whose pub crawl gets disrupted by a hostile alien invasion. The film puts Wright's signature cheeky style and action-packed slapstick on a bigger scale than ever before. At the same time, Simon Pegg and Nick Frost bring some touching moments of midlife introspection. The World's End has everything to bring Wright's groundbreaking anthology series full circle, completing a rare gem of a perfect comedy trilogy.
We want to be free! Yeah. We want to be free to do what we want to do! Yeah. We want to get loaded! Yeah! And we want to have a good time! And that's what we're gonna do!
It's pointless arguing with you. You will be left to your own devices.
Number 18, Girls Trip.
Dina, it has come to my attention that you had a bit of a conflict with a fellow employee.
No, not really.
I didn't know it was your lunch! Get the dog in the
Raunchy road trip romps have traditionally been a male-dominated genre. Girls Trip not only changes the game, but steps it up. When the Flossie Posse heads to New Orleans for the Essence Music Festival, they reconnect, find romance, and get into a whole lot of mischief. It's a delightful comedy with a unique edge that cuts across demographics. The especially wild Tiffany Haddish stands out in the role that practically broke her acting career. Moreover, Girls Trip was the first comedy written by a black female screenwriter to make over $100 million at the box office. Number 17, Sorry to Bother You. Political rapper Boots Riley had several decades of experience in the music industry before his filmmaking debut. His absurdist comedy immediately struck a chord. Sorry to Bother You follows a black telemarketer who climbs up the corporate ladder by mastering his white voice. It only gets more surreal as he uncovers a twisted conspiracy within his CEO's inner circle. Riley's daring and original story is a takedown of class, racial, and corporate politics. And Lakeith Stanfield's ability to carry it all established his skills as a leading man. Sorry to Bother You is undoubtedly disruptive, but it also definitely gives absurdist satire connoisseurs their money's worth. Number 16, Jackass Forever. Prank comedy might be a classic element of 2000s culture, but in 2022, Johnny Knoxville and Company proved that they still got it. Jackass Forever pushes the pranks and stunts to ludicrous new heights. Bull taunting, snake kissing, and endless groin shots are just a few of the gags we can mention in polite company. It isn't easy for the middle-aged veterans or new crew members, but they're as committed as ever to unpretentious physical comedy. Jackass Forever, plus the outtake spin-off Jackass 4.5, delivers plenty of fresh fun to have fans laughing for decades to come. But please, leave the stunts to the professionals. Number 15, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. While Nicolas Cage's talent is indeed massive, his over-the-top roles are often the butt of jokes. He found redemption in self-parody with the meta-action comedy The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Mr. Cage, we're with the U.S. government. We need your help.
The man you're staying with is the head of a violent international arms cartel. Wait. Hobby.
Cage portrays a fictional version of himself as the guest of honor at a billionaire's birthday party. The two form an unlikely friendship and hijinks ensue. Cage and Pedro Pascal lead the hilarious action-packed madness with fantastic chemistry. The movie also takes the time to reflect on Cage's iconic career in lovingly self-aware ways. It's a sincere love letter to the actor's versatility and the fans behind movie stars. A dynamic, fun film, it's destined to be a standout in both Cage's and Pascal's filmography.
In terms of genre, I like comedies, but not when it's just two people sitting around talking.
Oh man, I can't stand talky comedies. You gotta have some plot to drive it forward.
Number 14, The Nice Guys.
My profession is very complicated, okay? It's nuanced.
What does that mean?
Who knew a noir film could be so funny? Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe reinvigorate this genre, blending it with the best of buddy comedy to make something truly unique. Too bad nobody saw it in theaters.
Nobody got hurt?
People got hurt.
I'm saying I think they died quickly, though, so I don't think that they got hurt.
But what The Nice Guys failed to rake in at the box office, they more than made up for in great reviews. Gosling and Crowe carry the film, with their rapport lending itself to quick-witted dialogue and surprisingly hilarious physical comedy. Plus, screenwriter and director Shane Black also wrote Lethal Weapon, the quintessential buddy cop comedy.
Let's do what one shepherd said to the other shepherd.
What?
Let's get the flock out of here.
By breathing new life into a tired genre, The Nice Guys cements itself as a classic of days to come.
I think I'm invincible.
Number 13, The Big Sick. Kumail Nanjiani's real-life romance is the stuff of Hollywood stories. So he and wife Emily V. Gordon brought it to the screen with The Big Sick, which dramatizes Nanjiani's rise in the Chicago stand-up scene while he dates Emily through her serious medical treatment. The film's irreverent humor about life and their respective cultures has plenty of mass appeal. But as those elements play into complicated themes, the moving courtship feels more authentic than the average rom-com.
If you have to go, you can go, but it'd be really great if you stayed.
The critical and financial success of The Big Sick immortalized a version of Nanjiani and Gordon's love story, and gave audiences a comedy that won't soon be forgotten. Number 12, Easy A. In this 2010 tale inspired by The Scarlet Letter, all eyes at Ojai North High are on Olive when she uses false, scandalous rumors to raise her status. From hilarity to heart, Emma Stone elevates the clever writing and mature themes with a masterful comedic performance.
Listen, I'm not the one that you have to answer to for your depraved behavior. There's a higher power that will judge you for your indecency.
Tom Cruise.
This earned her her first of many Golden Globe nominations. A sleeper hit, Easy A made $75 million on a budget of $8 million. It's now seen as the talented actress's breakthrough as a generation-defining star. For nostalgic millennials and teen comedy fans in general, Easy A is a classic down to the letter. Number 11, Booksmart. Many have described this Olivia Wilde film as the female Superbad. It even stars Jonah Hill's sister Beanie Feldstein. But Booksmart stands on its own as an instant classic teen comedy.
Are we gonna go to school or? Nope.
When two well-behaved high school seniors try to have one night of fun before graduation, their plans keep getting disrupted by unpredictable mishaps. The evening might go sideways, but the hilarity of this film stays on track. Plus, there are a few genuinely sweet moments and lessons to learn. The deceptively daring romp helped break Feldstein and Caitlin Dever as potential stars. Wilde, meanwhile, won new esteem for delivering a generation-defining teen comedy.
How old are you, by the way?
Does not matter!
Number 10, Crazy Rich Asians.
So your family is, like, rich?
We're comfortable.
That is exactly what a super rich person would say.
For too long, Asian representation in Hollywood was mostly stereotypes and minor roles. Crazy Rich Asians does not erase that troubling history, but it does tell a compelling story with an East Asian cast. American Rachel Chu's journey to her wealthy boyfriend's home in Singapore marries the best parts of the rom-com genre with some genuine cultural insight. It's a glamorous party built on colorful characters and a moving central relationship. This earned Crazy Rich Asians widespread praise and a fortune at the box office. Although not perfect in its portrayal of the diversity of Singaporean culture, the movie nonetheless remains a favorite for its opulent storytelling and heartwarming love story.
That's great!
Number 9, Barbie.
Did you bring your rollerblades?
I literally go nowhere without them.
Barbie is certainly one of the most iconic toys of all time. Now it looks like Greta Gerwig's movie adaptation will also resonate for generations to come. Margot Robbie plays one Barbie in a world of them, whose existential crisis drives her and her Ken into the real world. Neither of them is equipped to handle the realities of society. Gerwig embraces this absurd story with a self-awareness that runs deeper than colorful spectacle. It's a remarkably ambitious story considering the source material. And it paid off, literally, by making over $1 billion worldwide at the box office. Beautiful, smart, and empowering, the movie really defines an instant classic. Number 8. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Sort of feel like I'm on drugs when I'm with you. Not that I do drugs.
The premise of this film is just as quirky as its main character. Scott falls for the new girl in town, Ramona Flowers, but learns that he has to take down each of her evil exes just to date her. And no one plays the lovable loser like Michael Cera.
Prepare to feel the wrath of the League of Evil Exes.
With his source material based on a graphic novel series, filmmaker Edgar Wright keeps the violence PG-13, with video game fight scenes, wholesome jokes, and a surprising number of A-listers rounding out the cast.
You made me swallow my gum. It's gonna be in my digestive tract for 7 years!
Cera's signature awkward humor combines with cool visual effects to make this movie a winner, and one you're sure to keep coming back to. Level up.
Your hair looks stupid.
Number 7. Deadpool.
I got places to be, a face to fix, and bad guys to kill.
Superhero movies are a dime a dozen these days, but Deadpool is like none other. For one thing, it revels in profanity, violence, and adult subject matter. Ryan Reynolds perfectly plays the potty-mouthed anti-hero who pulls zero punches, whether in fight scenes or when ridiculing elderly women.
It smells like old lady pants in here.
Yes, I'm old. I wear pants.
Reynolds constantly breaks the fourth wall by talking directly to the audience and mocking other comic book movies and characters, especially Green Lantern, ironically.
And please don't make the super suit green or animated.
Lucky for Reynolds, however, Deadpool was a hit. Its combination of quick-witted jokes and badass action make for a wildly entertaining movie, and one we definitely plan to keep watching down the road.
You're about to be killed by a Zamboni!
Number 6. What We Do in the Shadows.
I bite someone and then you see, ooh, those are some nice pants.
This mockumentary from New Zealand is based on an absurd pretext. A documentary film team is following 4 vampire roommates in the lead-up to the biggest social event of the year. And we gotta say, it's delightfully entertaining to watch vampires try to fit into the modern world of internet and cell phones. Plus, who knew vampires like to go clubbing?
So here we are at Boogie Wonderland, and it is so much fun.
But it's not all fun and games. These bloodsuckers also have to manage the mundane headaches of living with roommates, like figuring out who left their dirty dishes in the sink.
This love is right. It's unacceptable to have so many bloody dishes all over this bench like that.
By cleverly satirizing the vampire movie craze, What We Do in the Shadows has ensured itself immortality.
I think we drink virgin blood because it sounds cool.
Number 5. Paddington.
Excuse me.
Hello.
I'm dreadfully sorry, I don't actually know your name.
Oh, well, I've got a bear name, but it seems to be rather hard to pronounce.
Paul King may have adapted a children's literature icon for a new generation, but the truth is that audiences of all ages fell in love with 2014's Paddington. Ben Whishaw voices the mild-mannered bear as he embarks on his life in London, where he settles in with the Brown family and feuds with an evil taxidermist. The film is a classic family fantasy story with a unique wit and style. Endlessly whimsical, it became a critical sensation and achieved financial success around the world. And as celebrated as it was for its hilarity and heart, many say that Paddington 2 is even more brilliant. As a pair, they're clearly a triumph in family entertainment that lives up to Michael Bond's stories. Number 4. The Grand Budapest Hotel.
Take your hands off my lobby boy!
Director Wes Anderson has developed a comedy style uniquely his own, and with this film, he perfects his signature formula. It's an unusual story featuring quirky characters with both light and dark humor sprinkled throughout, and a dash of slapstick for good measure. Ralph Fiennes is in fine form as a hotel concierge who's framed for the murder of an elderly tenant, and he leads an ensemble cast of oddball characters on this surprisingly heartfelt yet whimsical and visually fascinating journey.
Why do you want to be a lobby boy?
Well, who wouldn't? At the Grand Budapest, sir. It's an institution.
Anderson's films may be an acquired taste for some, but give it a chance and you'll definitely be checking into the Grand Budapest Hotel again down the line.
Did you just throw my cat out the window?
Number 3. Knives Out. The classic whodunit may not be as popular as it once was. With Knives Out, Rian Johnson both revived and satirized the genre. After a wealthy novelist dies under mysterious circumstances, Detective Benoit Blanc probes the victim's dysfunctional family to find who's responsible. The twist-filled thriller inspects its genre's tropes with a mix of stylish suspense and clever self-awareness.
A twisted web. And we are not finished untangling it, not yet.
But it also unravels the toxic egos and machinations of American high society. Johnson took the formula further in his acclaimed sequel, Glass Onion. Both star-studded capers were critical and popular hits, perhaps partly inspiring a rejuvenation of the murder mystery genre. Of course, few films cut quite as sharp as Knives Out.
You won, not by playing the game Harlan's way, but yours.
Number 2. 21 Jump Street.
You gotta throw up, man! I can't throw up, man! They keep Billy and dying! You gotta throw up! Just think of something gross! Think of something gross!
Romance is in the air. You couldn't find a more obvious mismatch when it comes to police partners than Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum. But as their characters navigate the responsibilities of the freshman cop, their chemistry is undeniable. Their mission? To find the dealer of a new drug by going undercover at a local high school.
I just, really freaked out about going back to high school.
With a satirical take on the 80s and teen movies and all the tropes that come with them, 21 Jump Street earns its future classic status by being an original, smart, silly, and action-packed remake of a TV classic.
That's what exploded?
And while sequels rarely match the original, 22 Jump Street gives it a run for its money. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Bridesmaids.
Ready to party!
A person's wedding day is one of the most beautiful days of their life. But the road there ain't always pretty. Kristen Wiig plays maid of honor to her best friend, but she can barely keep her own life together, let alone help plan a wedding. Naturally, this results in lots of hilarious, heartbreaking, and heartwarming moments, as well as one or two disgusting ones. With a supporting cast that includes the likes of Melissa McCarthy as the crass, in-your-face sister of the groom who isn't afraid to tell you what's what, this Paul Feig-directed, Judd Apatow-produced comedy of errors is one you'll watch every time another one of your friends gets engaged.
I will not let you walk down that aisle unless you look perfect and beautiful, I promise.
What recent comedies are you planning to revisit for decades to come? Laugh it up in the comments.
Thank you, Barbie. Thank you.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.